Welcome back to ESBR Boxing's YouTube channel. Delighted, as always, to be joined by Paul Kelly. We have just seen the weigh-in ahead of tomorrow night's big main event in London at the Copper Box between Hamzah Sheeraz and Liam Williams at middleweight. Paul, good to speak to you as always. Always enjoying doing these weigh-in reaction calls with you. Both fighters have made weight. Hamzah Sheeraz 159.4, Liam Williams 159 pounds exactly. Big height difference, as you can see. I know Dev Sani was saying in the during the coverage there, according to BoxRec, Hamzah Sheeraz is 6'3", but actually it's clear he's a bit taller than that. So how he makes middleweight, being that sort of height, you've got to be quite kind of have a quite unique kind of physique and body, in my opinion. So yeah, all set for tomorrow night. Or you'll give us your reaction to the weigh-in, please.
Yeah, thanks as always, mate. Yeah, very interesting one. Obviously, I going on what the box rate stats and haven't seen Williams fight before and Sheeraz fight before. It's only when they stand head to head you're like, oh my, that height difference is crazy. Like we obviously knew Hamza Sheeraz was going to be the bigger man, and have the longer reach and everything. But when they're actually standing head to head like that, like the disparity in height was absolutely crazy. It was a lot bigger than I thought it was, originally. So yeah, mate, no fair play. I think both, obviously both coming in within the 160 pound middleweight limit. Thought Williams looked exceptional. 159 pounds he weighed in, and I thought he looked stacked, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, had fought before, down at light middle or super welter,
Yeah.
for quite a while, and then moved up to middleweight. And I think he looks incredible at the weight. Shearer's obviously, maybe no bones about it. If he is 6'4", maybe even taller, yeah, he's going to struggle to make 160. So understandable, but I thought he looked good as well. Obviously, it looks like he struggles to make the weight, far more than William Williams does. I'm not saying that he kills himself to make the weight. I'm not saying he looked bad at all, but just compared to Liam Williams, I would say Hamza Sheeraz struggles a good bit more. But yeah, it was a good way in, mate. Very professional. Enjoyed the stare down as well. But then a wee handshake after as well. So yeah, it was a fierce stare down. I enjoyed that. But then yeah, still respect him with a handshake.
Yeah, I think I'll just echo what you said. I'm not sure when I've seen Liam Williams in that sort of shape beforehand, if I'm honest. Bearing in mind this fight was originally scheduled for beginning of December, I believe, so just over 2 months ago. So Hamza Shiraz that pulled out, and Liam Williams looks like he's just kind of continued in camp. He's not kind of treated himself over Christmas. I thought he looked in fantastic shape, and he needs to be, because if he loses tomorrow night, that could be it for him. I mean that's a possible opportunity. That's a possible outcome of tomorrow night if Liam Williams does lose. Um, yeah, in terms of just one more question from me, Paul, before I get a final prediction from yourself. Shiraz there, like bearing in mind Shiraz has competed at light middleweight, has competed for titles at light middleweight. What do you think? It's still only 24, still young. As being touted as a world prospect, could possibly fight for a world title, I'm going to say, in the next 12 to 18 months. Do you think he's going to continue at middleweight for the next, say, 2, 3 fights? Or do you think we're going to see him move up? What do you see happening after seeing what he's weighed in as?
I think it's an interesting one, mate. I think, if you would ask him, he'd probably say, "Oh, I make it comfortably enough." But let's be honest, there's no way you can make it comfortably at that size. So I think it depends on. I think it all depends on maybe how he looks as well here this weekend against Liam Williams. Say he puts in a stellar performance like he has done, um, of late, then there's probably no reason for him to move up just yet, unless he really is struggling. But I think, the way he's put in these performances at middleweight of late, I think there's no reason for him to move up just yet unless he's absolutely killing himself to make the weight. So yeah, it's an interesting one, mate. I think it very much depends on the performance on Saturday night here, but can definitely move through the weights, put it that way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look, I think one thing I would say is he's got a lot of time in his hands, doesn't he? So I think there's no doubt he'll move up to super middleweight in the future. I can also see him moving up to light heavyweight in the future, to be honest. He's got that much time in his hands. But yeah, it was remaining at middleweight for now. Got the latest betting odds here for you, Paul. If you need kind of any help making your final prediction, Sheeraz big favorite at 1 to 5. Sheeraz, who's I think the last time Sheeraz won via a points decision was December 2018. So you can probably see which way the odds are going. KO is 1 to 2 and points 7 to 2. Liam Williams is 4 to 1 to win this fight. 5 to 1 to win by stoppage. Liam Williams 20 stoppages inside 25 wins, so a big puncher in his own right. And 12 to 1 for Liam Williams to win by decision. This isn't the betting tips show. I'm afraid we're not bringing that back just yet. Maybe one day, Paul. But yeah, just for anyone to kind of have a think about where they might fancy putting a cheeky 5 run before the main event tomorrow night. Bearing that in mind, Paul, bearing everything else in mind, obviously you've done the preview of this with Elliot Grigg, just seen the weigh-in, just read out some betting odds. What is your final prediction for tomorrow night? Hamzah, Sheeraz, Liam Williams.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I think those odds are very interesting. They actually do interest me a lot. And if I was a betting man, and I always say to you about value, if the value's definitely in Liam Williams, whether or not I actually think he's going to win, I don't. I said with Elliot Grigg in the preview, the way Liam Williams got dropped basically by a few not like clubbing jobs from Chris Eubank Jr. Oh no, Chris Eubank Jr., everyone knows how good he is. He's world level, and Sheeraz could well go on to that, but maybe not just yet. But like the way he was getting dropped by the jabs and stuff, and obviously it ended up going the distance, but like Chris Eubank Jr. just took his foot off the gas there. I think if Hamza Sheeraz drops Liam Williams, he'll want to finish it there and then. He's spiteful puncher, has looked, especially at middleweight, has looked incredible, taking his opponents out of there when he has them hurt. So yeah, my prediction is Hamza Sheeraz to get a knockout, probably around the middle rounds. I maybe say around 5-6 maybe. For Hamza Sheeraz stoppage. But I have to admit that after seeing the weigh-in, I'm less confident in my pick as I was before. So yeah, if I was going value wise, this isn't my prediction, but if I was going value wise, I'd be putting money on a Williams knockout.
Yeah, for sure. I think look, Sheeraz been in against a better opponent than Liam Williams? That's up for debate. It's for another video. But Liam Williams, there are some people who have kind of said he's actually been disrespected in this fight. Liam Williams is the guy he's the one who's fought for a world title here. Obviously, Hamzah Sheeraz, great prospect, but you can discuss kind of what his best win is. His best win, in my opinion, is Bradley Skeet, and that was a controversial victory. So yeah, we'll see. I think this is one of those that's actually kind of gone under the radar in terms of how much of a good fight this could be, how competitive this could be. Liam Williams to win by stoppage at 5 to 1 is tempting if we are talking betting tips, but in regards to a prediction, I'm the same as you, mid rounds. So I'm just going to say exactly the same. I'm going to go Hamzah Sheeraz round 5 or 6. Yeah, I think that will be. I do think yeah, I do think it will be. I don't think we'll see the fight go past kind of round 8. To be honest, if we're in round 9 and the fight isn't finished yet, then I'd be quite surprised. What do you think's there, Paul? Both fighters have made weights, and we have given our final predictions. If you're watching this video, please do check out the rest of our content that we've done for this fight, as well as our reaction content that will go live on Saturday and on Sunday as well. Paul, thank you for your time. I will speak to you again soon.
Cheers, mate. All the best.